All right, let's try this again. Sorry about that. Some technical difficulties with StreamYard, and want to make sure that this is right. So when someone comes on, if you guys can please let me know if you hear this. I had some technical difficulties earlier. Couldn't get the stream going right. So I wanted to come back and make sure that I'm live, that you guys can see me as well as hear me. And if you can hear me, please let me know in the comment section, or better yet, let me try to pull this up and see. Please let me know. Okay. Yeah, so you can hear me. Yep. All right, got it. Got it. What's up, Serge? How you doing? Sarge, what's going on? Loud and clear. Okay, cool. All right, man. So I want to start with this from yesterday's vantage point, where dealing with my disabilities, because I know there's a lot of you guys out there who deal with disabilities, different types of disabilities, mental as well as physical. So yesterday I went on a pretty long trip, went to Hardin. It's about 3.5 hours normally, but because of all the construction and all the delays, it ended up being over 4 hours just to get there. And once we got there, I knew something was wrong because I felt my legs, they didn't feel quite right. My legs were bothering me. I didn't say anything to anyone. I was walking real slow, acting like I was just taking a ton of pictures, but my legs were really killing me. So later on that day, when we were driving back, my leg actually went numb for a while on that trip. It came back about halfway through it, and then we end up going to the mall. That's when I put the other video out for the mall. And while I was in the mall, I was so worried that it was going to go out. I didn't want it to go out. I didn't want to say anything, right? But that was on me. I should have said something to someone instead of thinking that I'm embarrassed. Well, I'm disabled. I mean, I gotta understand my situation. I'm disabled. So there's no point in me trying to be something that I'm not anymore, dealing with physical disabilities. I'm just not that person that I used to be. I physically can't do all the things that I used to do. Well, continuing on with my disabilities, this morning when I woke up, right, shot of pain as always, stepping out of the bed, getting ready to go to the shower, get in the shower seat, guess what happens? My leg goes numb. If my caregiver wasn't there, I don't know how long I would have to have sat there in that chair, but she was here, helped me get up, helped me get in the shower. And from there, I've spent most of the day up till about 3 o'clock in the bed. My leg came back around 1 or 2 o'clock today. Now, normally for me, once it happens once, it will happen again. Well, it will go numb again. So all day today, I've been home. Tomorrow, I'm going to stay home. And I'm bringing that up because I know there's other people out there who go through similar situations where you're dealing with disabilities. It is very frustrating. It's almost embarrassing, right? You're embarrassed about having all these braces, embarrassed about having a walker, about having a cane, about even having a handicap sticker on the back of your car or hanging in your window. But there's nothing to be embarrassed about. You got to come to grips with your condition. And I know it's hard for those of you who are new and you recently got these disabilities and you don't know how to navigate or how you're going to navigate. Trust me when I tell you, it will get better over time, and you learn how to navigate it as you learn how your disabilities, with your disabilities, what you can and what you can't do. And I know for me, I can't go out every single day. There's certain things in this city I will never be able to do, and I have accepted that because I am disabled. So there's no point sometimes when people leave comments like, well, man, how come you don't never go over here? Or how come you don't never go over there? And I never really respond because people don't see the disability. They just see me on here talking, or they'll see me going somewhere, but the video never shows I'm limping. You know, with the technology we have with these phones, you know, everything looks smooth. All these different cameras I have, it looks smooth, but you don't see the limping, right? You don't see me when I have to sit because my leg is so swollen that I can't lift it up. You guys don't see that. People don't see those things. All they see is I'm in a foreign country and it looks like I should be having fun every day. Well, that's not how disabilities work. You know, disabilities kind of have their own mindset when it comes to, no, today we're going to keep you at home. You know, today you're not going anywhere. We decide we want your whole leg to swell up for the entire day or the next 2 days, and you're going to be at home. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, man. There's been times, dude, I get so frustrated. I don't want to hear from nobody. I turn off all my phones. I turn off every device in the house, lock the door, pull down the shades, leave no lights on, and just sit there and think, is this really worth it? Is it really worth going through this every single day? Well, I can answer that quick. Yes, it is. You know, I still have family that I'm close with. I still have small kids that I'm close with, grandkids. And not only that, one thing I've learned through the years is, even though you may never notice it, there's always a relative that you have that looks up to you. There's always asking about you that you never really pay attention to. You know, that where's my uncle, blah, blah, blah. Where's my cousin? They always look up to you, but you never really notice it though, right? And that's the thing that I've learned also is that when you're out in public or you're somewhere, remember, there's always someone watching, someone you never pay attention to that's watching what you do. And I always think to myself, how do I want them to remember me? Do I want them to remember me of doing something that I would never want anyone else to do? Or are they going to remember me for trying different things, even though physically I may not be able to do everything I used to do, but I'm still going to give it my best shot. You understand what I'm saying? So trust me when I tell you guys who have these same physical or even more disabilities than what I'm describing right now, whether they're mental or physical, you're not alone in this. You're not alone. You're never alone in this. There's tons of us out there, right? Where people look at us and go, you look fine. But we know we're not. We know we're not. We know we're never going to be the individual we used to be, regardless of how long ago you were in. You're never going to be the same person. And the thing about it is, for me to find motivation, is to get out of bed. It's just to wake up knowing I'm alive, knowing there's people out there who love me, and to give it my best shot that day to do something, right? To motivate myself, to do something that I haven't done. So you see me go on these different trips and you see me out with a lot of different people because I'm trying to learn and I'm trying to get my best experience in life the best way I can with my disability. So don't hold it against me if you don't see me doing other things you see some of these people do in this country. We're not the same, right? You know, they're not dealing with the same type of health issues. So just remember that when you see a video of mine, it's like, well, he's shooting a lot of these videos from the car. He's not really going out and walking up and down these streets like I see the rest of these guys do, because the rest of those guys don't have the same issues that I have. That's the one thing you need to remember, is that everybody is not on the same level when it comes to this, when it comes to disabilities, when it comes to mental health, when it comes to people's physical health. You don't know where people are. The last thing I want to talk about before I get out tonight, because I'm not going to be on very long, is stop trying to compare disabilities. What I mean by that is, if you hear one person has a disability and it's similar to yours or may have the exact same name, that doesn't mean automatically that you're on the same level with that individual. Unless you've seen their medical records and know exactly what they have is similar to what you have, stop trying to count somebody else's money. Stop pocket watching, right? Sometimes as veterans, we'll see someone say, hey, I have this back injury from such and such, and I got the same injury. What's your percentage? Well, they gave me 60%. Man, they only gave me 20. How come they gave you 60? And now you go home mad. You cussing this man out for what? He didn't do anything. He didn't do a thing to you. But this is sometimes where we get emotional and we want to listen to what other people have and we want to try to compare. The thing you got to understand is this. Until you see their medical records, you have no idea what all goes with that. You have no idea what these people go through that you're not dealing with. So before you get upset with a fellow soldier, okay, think about that. Think about that. We are not all the same. We're not the same. Even though our disabilities may be similar. How do you know that soldier didn't have cancer along with that back injury, or a stroke along with that back injury, and all you had was a back injury? You understand what I'm saying? We have got to stop this thing, dude, where we're trying to compare what we have with somebody else's, because you don't know. You only know what they want to reveal to you, and that is it. You can't take something that you have and raise holy hell without knowing the full story. So hopefully, this little discussion, and this is like, a therapy for me as well as therapy for some of you guys who leave comments saying, hey, this is better than going to see the VA. This is just real. This is raw. This is real. I know what it's like. There's some of you guys sitting in a wheelchair right now. You want to get out and do more things. You want to travel. You would love to come do some of these things. Do you know how blessed I feel for the 1 or 2 days that I do get out, that I can do this? Man, I feel like sometimes I'm on top of the world just from leaving the house. I'm being 100% serious with you guys. Just walking outside the door sometimes, because some days it is very, very hard to do that. I understand what you go through. There's a lot of people who watch this channel that's never had a shower seat. Don't even know what that is. Have no clue. Never used one. Have never used a walker. Don't know what that's like to use a walker to lock it just to get your ass out of bed. I know what that's like. I know what the emotion feels like to just be so upset with everyone and nobody's done anything to you. I know what it's like. But when you ever get in the dark and you ask yourself, is it worth it? Hell yes, it's worth it. Hell yes, it's worth it. You are not in this world alone. You may seem or feel like you're alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. There's somebody out there that cares about you in every situation. You don't know it because you're too upset to see it. But there's people who care about you. When you cut people off, that doesn't mean they stop caring about you. That just means they're giving you your space. I had to learn these things myself. It took a long time. It took a long time of dealing with anger, long time of dealing with frustration, because I used to be able to just get out of bed, no problem. Now I need somebody to help me. That's a whole different deal now. That is totally different than doing it on your own. You're taught, as a young man, do everything on your own. Don't depend on no one. How many times have you heard that in your life? Don't depend on anyone. Do it yourself until you become too disabled to do it on your own. When you need help, let people help you. Don't fight them. Let them help you. You need help. Okay? Stop trying to be the hero. You did that. You served your time. Now it's time for you to kick back, relax, and enjoy this life that you have. Do what makes you happy. Get out, man. I'm telling you, the best thing that ever happened to me was coming to this country. And not that I'm trying to get anybody else to leave the US. I'm saying for me, because the experience that I have gained in this country, the things that I have seen, the things that I have done in this country, has been great for me mentally more than it has been physically. That I can't lie about. So let me get off, man. I don't want to just keep dragging this on, but I just want to tell you guys that you all are not the only ones that go through this. If you're sitting at home right now, so damn frustrated about how physically you cannot do what you used to do, you're not the only one. You are definitely not the only one. And with that said, let me just say, how you doing, Serge? Biff, how you doing? T-Mix, let me see, get everybody in here. T-Mix, Biff, yeah, I just gotta take my time, man. I can't be in a rush. Like these next 2 days, I'm just gonna chill at home. That's what it is. I wait for people to either enter or exit a door to go in because those doors are heavy. Instagram and social media will make you think everybody's living this perfect, great life. No, absolutely not. You know, when you have a lot of physical disabilities, and that's the thing, dude. A lot of us are too embarrassed to let people know that we have these disabilities, right? Like if you don't show like you in a wheelchair or you just have this really bad limp, most people will just assume you're fine, that you're faking somehow, or you're fine, or you're just being lazy. But they've never gone through that, dude. I'm telling you, a lot of the things that I've gone through, I don't wish on nobody. And I'm sure a lot of you veterans feel the same way. The pain sometimes that you get up in the morning, you got to pop them down pills just to get it to stop. Who wants you to go through that? Nobody wants you to go through that. So sometimes when we're talking to younger people and they don't listen, it's pretty frustrating, but you're trying to share knowledge with them of stuff that you've been through, right? That you're dealing with. And the same when talking to some of your peers. You're trying to explain to them something that they'll probably never get. And it's very frustrating. You walk away sometimes shaking your head like, damn, how do you not understand that? But you got to understand that they haven't walked in your shoes, so they don't know. We have to live our best life. Kalo K. Who was that? Jay? Kalo K. Let's see. I wish I could go back and be the same person I was before I went to war. Yes. A lot of us wish we could go back and change a lot of things, but unfortunately, they haven't made a machine to do that yet. Mr. Man, how you doing today, sir? My man, loving freedom. Real talk. Let's see. I might be as lean and mean, but I'm still. I hear you, sir. Let's see. I put my toilet in the shower. I ride up toilet. I was washing it one day. Then I couldn't pick it up. So I took a shower, right it. I'm sure you're saying with it, but okay. I understand, bro. Trust me. I understand. There's probably a lot in here that understand what we're talking about. And there's some that are like, wow, I'm kind of glad I'm not in that situation. Well, I'm glad you're not in this situation too, where you're having to go through things like that. But for me, I'd rather express what I'm going through so it's not here on my heart, that it's not here in my head, and I'm the only one that knows. But I'm frustrated with everybody because I'm not saying anything to anybody. People can't read your mind. So unless you tell them what's going on with you, they don't know. They don't know why you're mad for no reason. You're mad because you're in pain. You're mad because you're frustrated. How many times you all picked up a basketball or a football and tried to throw it or dribble it just to find out you couldn't do it anymore? Or just do any kind of little activities your nieces or your nephew ask you to do, and you like, damn, I can't even do this anymore. Mentally, you think you can, but physically, you can't do it anymore. I've been there. Let's see. If God wants them in your life, they will be there. Look up, not down. There's nothing in hell you want. Exactly, Mr. B. I appreciate you writing that. What's up, Howard? How you doing tonight? Thank you, man. I needed this. Well, I'm just speaking the truth, man. I'm just being real. I'm trying to be as honest as I can with you guys to let you all know you're not the only ones that go through this. You're not. You're not the only ones that have called the 800 number for suicide. You're not the only ones. You're not the only people that have gone to psychiatrists, man, in tears because you're so upset. You're so frustrated. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to feel. You don't know what you need to do. You're not the only ones that have gone through that, man. We've all been to that point where we looked into the abyss and you know what? We came out on the other side of it. We've all looked at that. There's no point of denying it. There's no point of feeling embarrassed about it. Because I can tell you right now, I used to be embarrassed as hell to tell people I was seeing a psychiatrist. I used to be embarrassed. I used to be embarrassed to put on my knee braces or any braces. Embarrassed to have that damn handicap tag that I know I needed because I'm trying to be something I no longer am. Let's see. Hardest thing for a vet, iOS, is to ask for, yes, is to ask for help. We all need help, man. We all do. And there's nothing wrong with asking for it. Okay? There's nothing wrong with that at all. Even if you need to lean on each other, there's nothing wrong with asking for help. That was on a picture at the VA. Okay. Literally at the airport, headed to the DR for 2 weeks. All right, man. Hopefully you have a great time while you're in the Dominican Republic. Enjoy yourself to the max. You know, whatever it is you want to do in those 2 weeks you're there, make sure you do it. Make sure you take pictures, you take video, document it. Have as much fun as you can. That's all I always tell you. You got to live life to the limits. I try to do it every time I go out, dude. I always try to do something that I have not done. I try to have the best experience I could have, and wherever I'm doing, whatever the place I'm going, whatever I'm doing, I'm trying to have the best experience possible. Yeah, my toilet seat is better. Wait, my toilet seat is better than toilet seats. Okay, I'm a little confused with that one. Let's see. I meant better than the shower seat. Okay, because I'm a little confused about that one. Let's see. Yes, people don't understand. Just had an appointment today with an orthopedic specialist who told me, stop fighting it. You need the knee replacement. People don't see the daily pain and frustration. Absolutely, Herman. People have no idea, bro. And you know what it is, man? It's partly our fault as well because we don't express ourselves. We don't know how to express ourselves sometimes to people without getting frustrated. Because in our minds, we know what we go through. But sometimes it's hard getting that out so other people can understand exactly what it is you're saying. So I get it. I get it, man. Trust me, I get it. I'm sure many of us have gone to the VA and have cussed out every person from the time you walked in the door to the time you left. Cussed everybody out, right? I'm sure we've been on the phone, the 800 number, you've been hung up on because you cussed everybody out there. They got a file with your name on it. When this person called, as soon as they say something, hang up. We all been there, okay? We've all been there. We've all been frustrated. We've all been pissed off at the situation. And sometimes it's not even something that they really did. It's just something that they said or how they said it that triggered you. I get it. I get it. The one thing I've learned to do over the years, dude, is before I get on the phone with somebody I know may say something I may not want to hear, I prepare myself for that. I try to be as nice and as calm as I can be to the person on the other end because they've never talked to me before. They don't know anything about me other than what that file says. So I can either be what my file says I am or give them a person that's completely different, that's going to be reasonable and ask them questions without being upset. And I know that's hard as hell to do in a lot of cases, but you can do it. I'm avoiding Colombia for now until everything settles there. Yes. For those of you that don't know, on June 8th, Colombia is opening up everything. No test required, no nothing. Colombia is opening up everything. But let me throw this warning out there for you guys. Nothing here has really changed. COVID numbers are still through the roof. Protests are still going on. Violence is still happening in different parts of the country. They're still rioting. They're still looting. So coming here thinking that it's back to where it was prior to COVID, you're making a mistake. So I would just say, be careful if you're coming. Pay attention to your surroundings. Make sure you're staying somewhere where there's security. I can't tie my shoes. I understand. I understand. Let's see. The hardest thing for me is when people ask me for help doing something I know my body can no longer handle. Exactly. And like here, people are starting to get it. I'm around Jason, and Jason goes with me to my physical therapy, or Maria go with me with my physical therapy. So they get it. I may drop something and they'll pick it up before I even try to pick it up because they know I can't get down there like that and get it. They know. So you just got to communicate, man. You communicate with people, they'll get it. And I know it's frustrating, right? Like every time he parks in the handicap spot, sometimes people will look like, why y'all in the handicap spot? Until they see those big ass knee braces I'm wearing. And they go, oh, okay, I get it. If you're permanent and total, do they do an exam from time to time? No, they don't. No, not unless you put in for a new claim and it's required a CMP exam or something like that. No, they have no reason to go into your file after 5 years. No, none whatsoever. You're laughing. Let's see. Also, check your VA records. I was being ignored by the VA because they had the x-rays of a 20-year-old file, of a 20-year-old in my file showing perfect knee health. Wow. That was a serious mistake right there. And I always tell them, Mr. Herman, go get a copy of your C file, your compensation file, so you can see what's in it. I just did a video telling people, read your award letter so you know exactly what you're supposed to be getting. So yes, thank you for posting that. Yes, people at the VA know my name and almost my last four. Trust me, man. We've all gone through it. We've all been that person nobody wants to see coming because they know you're going to lead there. Everybody in the room going to be upset because you upset. We all will, trust me. I know. We've all been there. But I just wanted to come on, man, to put this out there. Hopefully it helps somebody that needs to hear this, to let you all know that you're not the only ones that have gone through this. And there's going to be more, right? As these wars are continuing, as these soldiers come home, there's going to be more people out there that have physical as well as mental issues that's going to go through the same type of frustration. Exact same. So we know what that's like. And what we try to do is pass it on to the next person to try to live the best life you can with your current circumstances. It may not be perfect. It may not be what you want. But you think about it, man, you get to do something that millions of people cannot do, that they want to do. That is, get up when you want to, go to bed when you want to, travel when you can, or do nothing. You get to do that while millions get up at 5, 6, 7 in the morning and go to work. You get to later. Sometimes not on purpose. And I always look at that fact, dude. I always look at the fact that I get to do something that's rare, right? Almost like a professional athlete. You're doing something that is rare. It may seem like there's tons of us out there. There's really not. You may think that there's hundreds of thousands of millions of veterans. No, there's really not. There's really truly not. In the grand scheme of things, when you look at the total percentage of people that actually join the military, the number of people who actually get to do this for a living, do you know how many people out there are jealous of your current situation? They don't give a damn about the pain you go through or what you're going through, or how you got to that point. All they know is Uncle Willie gets to sit at home and do nothing while I have to take my ass to work for 10, 12 hours a day, sit in traffic for 2 hours. He at home watching Price is Right. That's jealousy, dude. Jealousy. But you paid for it. You paid for the position that you're in. Never feel like you just on government welfare. No. How many of those same people went and signed their name and sworn in to give up their life for that country, for the United States of America. How many of them did that? Not very many. So when they look at you sideways, you look at their ass back sideways. Shit, what's wrong with you? You look at, ask, what's wrong with you? Let's see. I couldn't get up today as I was putting air in my tire. I almost fell over. Wow. Yeah, be careful, man. Hey, I keep telling y'all, man, you can't do what you used to do. Hell, I got underneath that Beamer when I had to do, thinking I'm going to change out the brakes. Shit, damn near killed myself. Out there, dude. Jack wasn't in the right place. And no, back hurting, couldn't get the tire back on. No, leave that shit alone. Right? Leave that alone. Leave that to people who can actually physically do all that stuff. Leave that alone. Thanks. I was wondering where you were. Much. Let's see. We appreciate you, bro. Real talk. It's all good, man. Let's see. Hit that. Oh, it's all good. Let me run the rest of these, man. Let me get up out of here. Let's see. It's about jealousy. Yes, bro. There's tons of people out there jealous of your situation right now. They want to do what you're doing, but they don't want the pain that's associated with it. They don't want the physical or the mental challenges that go along with it, but they want the money. They want the life, but they don't want how you got there. They don't want that part. Who wants to be disabled? I could make much more. Dude, I tell people this shit all the time when they talking about what you trade and go back. Hell yeah. Man, I would trade this situation to go back to my old life in a heartbeat. To go back to what I was making, go back to what I was doing, the life that I had prior to this. Shit. You, man. Excellent vlog tonight. Hey, I appreciate that, Jay. How can I email you? I don't have an email. You can leave it in the comment section or you can answer it here, but I'm getting ready to get off on this last one by Mr. Herman. Yeah, we're paying for it. We took out a high interest loan in our youth and the payments are due now. Absolutely. That's why I compare it to an athlete. When you look at athletes and you think about your life as a veteran, what athletes do? Athletes start when they're very young. Most of their careers are short, 2 years, 2.5, 3 years. Some get lucky and go like in the military, 20 years, 30 years. But most of the time, they don't. And what happens? They got health issues for the rest of their life. Knees are blown out, hips, back, ankles, feet tore up, just like an athlete. The biggest difference is, though, we don't have those millions of dollars that these athletes have. But you are getting income. I'm not saying it's the greatest income, but you are getting income. So that is one way to really look at it, man, is enjoy it while you're here. Take advantage of it. Every opportunity you get for a government program that they're going to give you something, take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. If they want to send you to school, go. If they want to offer you some kind of program that's going to benefit you and your family, take it. Okay? Take advantage of the situation. It's not a handout if you work for it. VA benefits is not a handout. You know, you got to work your ass off just to get them. So anybody that's thinking that, oh, they just giving y'all, you on government welfare, you must be out of your goddamn mind. Because if you go through half the shit some of you guys went through just to get your benefits, there ain't no way in hell. That's a full-time job, getting your benefits. That is a job, ladies and gentlemen. That will cause you PTSD. That will cause you a mental breakdown dealing with our government, regardless of it's VA or Social Security. That's a full-time fucking job. Let me tell y'all that. Okay? And those of you who have gone through these situations with the VA and Social Security know that's a full-time fucking job dealing with the government. Ain't nothing free in this world. This shit you had to go through to prove to these motherfuckers that your back is jacked up, your ankle, your knees are fucked up, and y'all think this is a government handout? Please. It's almost like applying for a job. You got to keep applying till the motherfuckers get tired of seeing your ass and just give it to you. That's what it feels like. I'm sure it feels that way to some of y'all who took forever, years to get your benefits. So we know you ain't the only one. For those of you watching this or listening to this, you're not the only one. You're seeing the finished product now. You didn't see 12 years earlier, fighting with these motherfuckers. For some of y'all, 30 years earlier, fighting with them. Some of y'all didn't even know you can get these benefits. Some of you all were completely in the dark. So anytime somebody gonna say, "Oh, you getting government this and that," motherfucker, I earned this. I don't hesitate to tell somebody that quick. Tell me some shit. I earned mine. You can get mad all you want. You better go earn yours because I earned mine. Someone said VA stopped their pay because he didn't make it to re-exam because his address didn't get letter for it. They stopped pay. Yeah, well, that's unfortunate, but it does happen if you don't update your information. Now, they're supposed to I don't know how long ago this been, but they're supposed to send you an email along with a letter, and they're supposed to make a phone call before that happens. So unless he switched out everything and they had no way to contact them, they know the one way they can get your attention is to cut your shit off. They got your attention at that point. There are people that are secretly jealous, but what's funny is they want all the good stuff, not the bad that comes with it. Absolutely. That's real talk right there. Everybody wants what you have, but they don't want what you did to get to this point. I'll ask you next stream. Okay. Yeah, let me get off here, man. Let's see. Real talk right there, Herman. Let's see. Keep being an inspiration to others. Love what you're doing. I appreciate that, Mr. B. Full-time job for 24 years to get it. Absolutely. That is a full-time job dealing with our government. Haters gonna hate. Absolutely. You know they're gonna hate. Shit, that's their job to hate. That's their full-time job. Is to hate what you doing. Let's see. I got a honk horn at VA pharmacy line. Outside tent. They don't come out of the tent. So sad. Usually I'm fifth in line. Okay. Okay. All right, Howard. I appreciate that, man. But all right, guys, that's it, man. I appreciate everybody watching, man. I'll be back on let's see, Sunday with Q&As for any questions that were left behind, and then we'll do another podcast on Monday. So until then, guys, Howard, enjoy your vacation. The rest of you guys, man, keep living that dream. Live the dream. Don't be the dream. Live the dream. All right, guys, I'm out. Peace.